Hey, 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 it's Tia, baby, and I am back with another video. So, I am so thankful for all of you guys supporting me, and I thank you for watching my videos about Selena and the recent video about the part 1 of the series. I did have a few haters, and that comes with the territory. There's always someone challenging me about what I say in regards to the quinceañeras, what I say about Selena. And, you know, sometimes it does get on my nerves, but I mean, I have to understand it comes with the territory. So, I had a few people I had to block because they tried to say that I secretly hate Selena. How do I secretly hate Selena? I don't hate Selena. I wish she was here. Like I've said that in plenty of videos that I've done in the past, that she should have been here, that I wish she was here to fulfill her dreams of becoming a fashion designer, expanding her boutique in various cities and states and even countries, to expand her music career in the mainstream world, like to be neck and neck with Mariah Carey, all of her, you know, favorite singers, and possibly do a song with Beyonce. Like I wanted them to do a song together. Like that's why I said that Beautiful Liar song. I wish that should have been Beyonce and Selena doing that collab. And so how is that secretly hating her? I don't understand. Because I don't really care for her family. I mean, like it's not that I don't even hate their family. I just don't like some of the things that they've done. Like they constantly put out a lot of unnecessary merchandise and just slap Selena's name on it just to get paid. And some things are cool, that's fine, you know, but it's some things that were pointless, like that boombox thing. I don't understand the purpose of it. I felt like it looks cute because I like purple, but it's my favorite color. But I don't see the purpose of a boombox because, for one, who uses a boombox anymore? Two, what is its purpose? Is it just playing Selena music? Is it a collector's item? Which, I mean, if it is a collector's item, fine. I mean, you buy it, that's fine. I'm not saying don't buy it, but I just thought it was something that was just put together just to slap her name on it and to get a quick buck. Like I just didn't understand the purpose of that. Also, the little dolls that I said that are coming out, they look like Powerpuff Girl dolls, but they look like Hello Kitty dolls or something. I forgot the name of them, but they coming out with that. I think it's plush dolls. I'm not sure. But I mean, to each his own. If that's what they want to do, then that's fine. But I just say certain things like that is unnecessary. It's like, what do you need it for? Why? But to each his own. Now, I'm going to talk about the part 2, it is going to be an actual part 2 that comes out in February 2021. But I'm just going to give my opinion and my views on, you know, the episodes leading up to the end of part 1. So, like I said, so far the series was okay. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It was okay. I did like the fact that they did bring more detail into her teenage life and her childhood life, because it was skipped over in the movie. They just went from childhood to her early 20s, like when she had the short hairstyle. But in the series, they actually like gave us a glimpse of what she was doing in high school, that she had a crush on a guy in high school, and you know, all of that, and that she was trying to go to the dance and go to certain outings with him. But of course, Abraham was like, no, you have a gig or you have to practice. So she couldn't really be a normal teenager because she was they were trying to build up, he was trying to build up their group and their exposure and their career. So that was nice. I mean, it was nice, but like I said in the other video, it was hard for me to capture the essence of Selena because Christian did not look nothing like her. Now, you don't have to look like the actual person you're portraying 100%, but you have to have some type of essence. She did not have that. Her body was nothing like Selena's. Her voice, certain things in her voice, maybe. But the wig, I couldn't get past the wigs. I couldn't get past the looks. AB, the person that played AB, did not give me AB. I just got lost while I was trying to pay attention to the series because I couldn't get past the people that played them. But that's why I said I did wish that they would have taken their time with the movie, that they shouldn't have rushed the movie out, because they could have added that stuff in the movie and it could have been a 2.5 hour movie or a 3 hour movie. Look at Titanic. Titanic came out the same year Selena came out, and that was nearly 3 hours, and it's a classic. Everybody loves that movie. Everybody still watches that movie, and it's a long, long movie, but it was a great movie. It kept families entertained. So it could have turned out to be the same thing. It could have been a 2.5 hour movie. It wouldn't have been no big deal. There are movies that are that long and that was very, very engaged and became big, like Titanic and other movies. So, or they could have made it, they could have, instead of doing a movie, they could have did like the Jackson movie. They could have made it a miniseries on TV, because the Jackson movie together as a whole is not a 2 hour movie. That movie is about 3 hours or more, because I rented that movie when I was little, when Blockbuster was out. I rented that movie, and it was a two VHS movie together, because it was that long of a movie. When they put it on VHS, it was 2 VHS tapes, and it was a part 1 and then it's a part 2. They could have did that. That way everything could have been in the movie, and it would have been very detailed, and it would have been satisfying, and we would have learned about her as a person, as an artist, as a wife, and all of that. And the same people that played in the movie could have been played in the miniseries. But for some reason, Abraham was in a rush, because he claimed that, allegedly he was trying to beat people from, coming out with an unauthorized movie. But listen, Abraham, regardless if you do that or not, people are going to come out with unauthorized shit all the time with celebrities. They did it with Aaliyah. They came out with an unauthorized movie about Aaliyah on Lifetime that sucked. That really sucked. They did an unauthorized movie on Lifetime with the Whitney and Bobby story. And then Whitney's family came out with a movie a couple of years later, and I saw that movie in the movies, and I did like it because it showed a different side of Whitney that I didn't know about. I didn't know she dated did she date Eddie Murphy? No, I don't think she dated Eddie Murphy. I didn't know she dated Jermaine Jackson. I didn't know she dated a lot of male celebrities that I didn't know she was involved with, but they showed that part of her. Because in one of the interviews that I seen back in the 90s, I seen recently that Michael Jackson was in love with Whitney, that they were crushing on each other. But this was before Whitney was dating his brother Jermaine. Whitney and Michael had a close relationship, and they both liked each other. They both had a crush on each other. But I think Michael was more in love with Whitney than Whitney was in love with Michael. But she even said in the interview that they could have been a couple, but I think he was just too shy and too he didn't approach her like he should have. So she went on with Jermaine. Oh no, wait a minute. Actually, I'm lying. She did date Jermaine before she started crushing on Michael. And I think that's why he didn't approach her, because she had already dated one of his brothers, so he couldn't get past that. Cause she was on the Neverland Ranch with him a lot in the late 80s. In the late 80s. She was dating Jermaine in the early 80s, because that's when she had the real short hair. So yeah, I got it mixed up. But yeah, like, they could have just made it a mini series where they can add all of that stuff, and using the same characters that play in the movie in the mini series. They could have did it. They could have made that movie like in '99. That's like 4 years after she passed, or 2000, the year 2000. They could have came out with that in the year 2000. But like I said, regardless of the fact that you're trying to beat or allegedly beat people from putting out unauthorized music or unauthorized movies, it's not going to stop them, because they didn't sign a document, to prohibit them from doing that. So they can do it regardless if you say it or not, because that's just how Hollywood is. Like I said, they did it on Whitney, they did it on Aaliyah and Bobby. So it would have happened regardless. And it did happen with the book, with that secret Selena book or whatever. She went out and did it. So, I mean, it's called freedom of speech. I mean, she didn't sign nothing. Not saying that what she wrote in it is, legit or whatever, because I didn't read the book and I'm not going to read it. But the fact of the matter is, that's just a prime example of Hollywood is Hollywood. They're going to come out with stuff regardless of what you say or not, because you are not in control of what people say. Because for one, everybody didn't sign a document that you had Chris sign. So, and obviously, you're not even in control of your own word, because you did exactly the same thing that you sued Chris for. So really, it don't even matter. But back to the series. Like I said, it was okay. It wasn't bad. It was okay. I just got lost because I couldn't get past the characters. They also had Pete. I didn't even know that was Pete. For a minute, I didn't know that was him. At first, I thought it was just like a person that they were in competition with, because I thought he was like in a popular band and they were in competition with each other, because the way he approached them like he was the stuff. And I was like, who is this? And then when he quit, and then the part when he quit his band and joined their band, I was like, oh, and they said Pete. When he said his name, I was like, that's Pete. He looked like Kocoum from Pocahontas. The boy that had that wig on, he looked like Kocoum. Like, literally like Kocoum. But I will say, Pete in real life did have that Kocoum hairstyle, but he didn't look like Kocoum. He just had that Kocoum hairstyle. But the guy that played Pete looked like Kocoum with that wig on. And I was like, wow, that was a poor looking wig. Like, wow. Also, the guy that played Rick, that's the only person that I would say looked close enough to, like, I already knew that was Rick when he played, when I saw him. I was like, I already know who that is, because he kind of looked like him. However, I don't know how Rick is in real life. He does seem like he's more of a chill, quiet type, like he stays to himself, he minds his own business. But they made this guy look like a complete creep. Like, they made him look like he was very socially awkward, that he just looked like a creep, like creepy. And like something was wrong with him. But I'm sure nothing's wrong with him in real life, but that's how they made him look. But I'm sure, based on like the interviews and based on the performances that I've seen of Los Dinos, Pete just looked like he just like to be to himself. Like he just stays in his space. He does his job. He minds his business. He's cool with everybody, but he ain't into all that rah-rah stuff. But they just made him look like he's kind of weird. They made him look weird, but I don't think he is, because I don't know him. But he don't give me, when I saw him in real life in terms of like interviews and performances, I never see weird. I just say he's quiet. But in the movie, they made him look weird. And then they try to show that he was, feeling Suzette. And I guess she was aware that, obviously she was aware that he had a thing for her because she's the executive producer of the movie. So she obviously knew. But in the movie, she act like she didn't know, her character act like she didn't know that Rick was crushing on her, because in one of the parts in the series, Selena character was saying, they were going back and forth about her seeing Chris on the side, and she was like, well, what about Rick? She was saying that to the Suzette character, and she was like, what about him? And she was like, well, don't y'all like each other, and don't Rick like you, or something like that. I don't know verbatim, I forgot. And she was like, we don't like, Rick doesn't like me. And I'm like, come on now. You know Rick like you. For one, he is the only one that, try to help her with everything. He was agreeing with everything she was saying in the movie. He was trying to teach her how to drive. She messed up she almost messed up his transmission or whatever. He didn't even trip. You're like, oh, it's okay. You did a good job. I'm like, come on now. If you don't see that this man is feeling you, then you're slow. That's just all I'm saying. I think she just don't want to think that he was liking her because she didn't like him. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, that was kind of weird. And then the scenario on how Abraham found out about Chris and Selena was totally false, allegedly, in my opinion, in this movie, because based on Chris' book, he stated that Suzette was the one that told Abraham that they were together, because when she got on the bus, when Chris and Selena were the only two on the bus, because I guess everybody else was stretching out or whatever, stretching their bodies out or whatever, she came on the bus, she saw them, she got pissed off, she turned around, stormed out, slammed the door, and she told their father. But in the movie, the Suzette character was portraying that she kind of was envious of them being together and didn't want them to be together, and wasn't supportive of their relationship, and was like, oh, you're going to ruin things if dad finds out about y'all being together. You're going to ruin, the band will be disbanded. But that's not what Chris portrayed in the book. He made it seem like everybody was cool with their relationship. Everybody knew about their relationship except for Abraham. Abraham was the only one that did not know. AB was the first to know. Then it was Joe, Rick, all of them knew. And Suzette knew. And they were all supportive of it, even the mother. The band members just didn't want no parts of their drama. They just like, okay, y'all together, cool. Y'all love each other, cool. Because they were even kissing. Because in the book, it was a part where AB, Chris, Suzette, they were all over AB's house. And Suzette will all, Chris will all, not Chris. Selena will always do this little joke. She will always kiss Chris on the lips around AB, and AB like, man, why y'all doing that in front of me and all that? Like, just playing with him. But they were all supportive of their relationship, including Suzette, but they just didn't want no details about it. They didn't want to be a part of it. They just want to know as little as possible, because they were afraid that, Abraham will find out, and, they were also afraid of his reaction if he finds out that they knew about it and they didn't tell him. So that was it. So I don't know why they've had it like this in the series, because that's not what was portrayed in the book. And I'm going to go on Chris' side because he was the person in the relationship. So I don't know why she acting like that, because for one, if she was so-called worried about the money is coming in and worried about if their band was going to be disbanded, if he finds out that they were together, then why did she go and tell the father? That doesn't make sense according to Chris. Why did she go tell the father? She didn't care. In reality, she did not care about no money, because she the one that went and told when they told her not to. So, and I said a fake supporter or whatever, or I don't even know if she supports me, but it was a person that constantly criticized my videos and was saying that, she was getting on me and other people that were agreeing with me, saying that y'all need to stop with this narrative that Suzette was jealous of Selena and their relationship. Now, I never said that she was jealous per se of their relationship. I felt like she had some type of jealousy of Selena. Now, that does not disregard that she doesn't love her sister. Of course, she loves her sister unconditionally. I just think that she was a little jealous of Selena because Selena was the one to get the most attention. She was the limelight. She was the performer. She was, everybody looked at her first before they look at Suzette. So, I mean, and I gave an example because I know it takes one to know one. And I am one of those girls that, you know, was always overlooked because my cousins were lighter than me. And so, you know, I would always be overlooked, you know, and so I know I love them. But of course, there was a little bit of jealousy there because, you know, it was a constant thing. So that's why I say it takes one to know one. So I can tell when someone is jealous by just because I've been there. I've been there. And the way that Chris explained it, that she got upset and stormed off the bus when she saw them, that to me is a sense of jealousy. It doesn't mean that she wanted something bad to happen to her or that she didn't love her. Maybe she was just jealous because she didn't have her man on the bus with her. I don't know if she was, I said that she probably wasn't, she didn't know Bill at the time, but maybe she did. Maybe she was getting to know Bill, but he couldn't travel with them because he wasn't in the band. Maybe that was why she did that. Or maybe she just kept tired of, you know, seeing them being lovey-dovey and she didn't, you know, I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know what's in her mind, but it does sounds like jealousy, in my opinion. But whatever. Yeah, so that's where it ended off at, where he finds out and he fired him and all that crap. But I mean, like I said, that part I don't think is true in that series because it's something totally different from this book. And also, yes, they try to make Chris a jealous person in that series because on the part where, you know, they had to hide it and they made it seem like Selena was the one that wanted to hide their relationship in the series. But in his book, it was the opposite. It was more of him that wanted to hide it because he didn't want Abraham to get upset at him because he respected him as a person and as a manager. So, but Selena was like, she don't want it to be hidden, but she did it for Chris. Like she did it because she knew he was right, that she didn't want her father to blow up and all of that, But it was more of Chris that wanted to keep it on the hush hush and kind of like be neutral about things before he and her, you know, find the strength or the courage to tell him. But in the movie, they made it seem like it was Selena the one that was initiating them to cool it, you know, for a while because they didn't want him to know. And it seemed like they made Chris look pushy, like he was, you know, respecting him at first, respecting her decision at first, but then he started to get, you know, a little antsy about it. And in the movie, it made him seem that way, and it made him seem like he was jealous when she was doing Que Creías, the performances with the guys and stuff, and they made him look like he was jealous, like he was looking all at her and all that. And I'm like, that's not what, because I even looked, after I saw that episode, I looked at some of the performances and not one performance that I've seen Chris was upset or looked like stare down. Now there was one performance when she did Camila Flor where the guys kept kissing her, and I did a video reaction of it, and it looked like he was a little jealous, but he probably just was in a daze. I don't know. But he even said himself that he's not a jealous person. So I don't know why they made him look like that. And I said to myself, Chris needs to see this series to get his perspective. He needs to see it. He needs to see it. But like I said, overall, part 1 was okay. I am curious to see what part 2 is going to be about in February. So yeah, but I don't know. It might be the same reaction because, like I said, I can't get past the characters and the wigs and the ensemble. I can't. But also I saw in an interview recently. You know, I didn't watch the whole interview, but it was this lady interviewed the cast, and she asked the person that played Abraham, like, did they spend time with the family? She asked Christian and the guy that played Abraham, and they said no. Like the guy that played Abraham said no, they didn't spend time with the family, and she asked, would you have wanted to spend time with Abraham so you can get an essence of him? And he was like, no. At first he was like, he was hesitant, but he was like, he kind of glad that he didn't, because I guess he wanted to do his own thing. I'm not sure. But that was weird that they did not spend time with the family, versus in the movie, all the cast members spend time with the family. They were in Texas. Like J-Lo slept in Selena's bed and at their parents' house. Like, she developed a bond with the Quintanillas, and it showed, because they were the Quintanillas. Even though they were actors, you saw the Quintanillas in them, because it showed. This, obviously, that explains why it's all over the place and look like a bunch of, I don't know, because they didn't even really spend time with them. They only spent time with Suzette a little bit because she was the executive producer. But other than that, wow. Like, I didn't see all of the interviews, so, you know, don't quote me on everything. I didn't watch all of it, but that's one part that stood out to me. But that was interesting to know that they didn't spend time. Well, the guy that played Abraham and Christian, didn't spend time with the Quintanillas like that a lot. So, I don't know. And I wonder, where's AB? Where's his input in the movie? He's portrayed in the movie. Did they involve him in the movie? If you know, my Texas supporters, if you know if he was even involved in the movie, let me know in the comment section, because that's weird. I have not seen him. He's been on the hush hush. I don't know where he's been, but yeah. Oh yeah, and I also noticed something. I did not know that AB. It seemed like AB is OCD. They made him seem like that in the movie, because at first he was like, it was kind of weird. They made him seem weird, but I thought it was just a character that just looked weird, like suspicious or whatever. But he doesn't like people touching his food, which I'm sure everybody don't. But he won't eat it if his own sister touched his food. He was like, the scene where he was cleaning the baby bottles and he was like really scrubbing because he's talking about germs and stuff. So it's that part I didn't know. I didn't know that about him. So he's very OCD, and I am too. I'm OCD, but I don't think I'm that bad. But yeah, I didn't know that about him. But yeah, so it's some things that I did not know that was, grateful in seeing it in the series. I just wish it was better. The cast was better picked. And, but hey, that's all I have for you guys today. And I will get back with you with another video. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Follow me on everything. I'll be back with you with another video. Peace.